That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. We will give you up to $2,000 trade-in plus 0% interest up to 60 months. Manufacturer rebates plus 10-year parts and labor warranty on a new heating and air system.
Have an aging heating and air system? Out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886-4146. They've been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control. You can too. Call University Termite and Pest Control today at 886-4146 or go to bepestfree.com.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez of Meridian Wealth Management, and I'd like to invite you to our complimentary retirement income workshop held every Friday at 10 a.m. in our offices at the Williams Center. We discuss the key risks in retirement, how retirement has changed, and how to best plan for success. A recent study showed 60% of retirees would go back and plan differently if they could. We want to help you avoid the would've, could've, should've. Call our office at 719-1433 to reserve your seat today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer-installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona Wildcats get a huge win on the road on a neutral site in Palm Springs, 74-68 over the number 21 Michigan State Spartans. Do we have the final seconds of that? Let's hear the final seconds of that again, of that fabulous win, if we have that over there. Arizona now 6-0 on the season, heading into a nice little break off of about 10 days until they'll play again next Saturday here at home. Let's hear some of the final seconds of that win against Michigan State today.
So inbound out to Hogarth, knocked away by Love, and a steal off to KJ Lewis, slams it home with 11.5 to go, and Arizona up by 6. Oh, what a big play. The play.
I was just sending out a tweet, guys, and I'm joined by the captain, Kelvin Eflon, as well as J.W. Madden, and the tweet I'm sending out says the Arizona Wildcats brought in the closer down the stretch in Palm Springs, and his name was Mr. Defense. And we've talked about it all season long, how this team can defend, and down the stretch, the last 4 minutes of this game, the Michigan State Spartans did not make a single basket. How about that?
Man, that's amazing. I mean, that's basketball. We always say defense travels, and these guys are proven going to Duke, now going on the road out to Cali and beating a team like Michigan State. It's proven with these guys so far that they defense travel. And man, whenever they ratchet that defense up, you can see the intensity, man. And it's just so exciting to see that every time having that signature play with the steal for the pass up the court for the finish. Caleb Love in the passing lanes and KJ Lewis running the floor.
It's kind of funny because, Umar got intentionally fouled a few times. That's what that was. And he missed the free throws. And so they took him out and they put Keyshawn at the 5. And then Michigan State thought that they could go inside and do some damage. And Keyshawn, for like 4 consecutive plays, reminded them how bouncy he is. I mean, that block he had on that breakaway right before that steal, he was just all over the place. So well-deserved MVP award or most, I don't know exactly what they're naming that award, but he got whatever award it is, he got it, and he deserved it.
Stat sheet stuffer Keyshawn Johnson, 4-5 from the floor, 13 points, hit a 3-point shot, had 10 rebounds, so a double-double, 13 and 10, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 4 steals. For Keyshawn Johnson. I think he's a pest. He's not our pest. He's been a pest on every single opponent that the Wildcats have played this season. What a tremendous pickup for this program has that young man been.
Well, that's the reason why they brought him here. We was having problems with the teams like Houston. He's here specifically for those type of teams that are physical and trying to bring it to you, the hard-nosed style. Well, this is a kid that come from San Diego State, an Oakland area kid, tough-nosed, hard-nosed kid, and he's proven it every time that he gets put in these situations. I love that small ball team. You can have Larson or KJ Lewis in there at the 4, but then you have those 3 guards. I mean, you can't say enough about the way Bradley is playing. I just feel like, man, Coach could just go to so many different people because he's already given these guys significant minutes in other games. So you can just interchange these 8 guys as you please.
When you hear a lot of basketball commentators talk about adding something to your game, like that's generally thought to be an offensive thing. So LeBron playing in his 20th year, right? He's every year in the summer, he's adding a new wrinkle to make himself even harder to guard. Keyshawn Johnson is one of those guys as a senior coming from that San Diego State system where they really preach tough, hard-nosed defense. That's what they're all about. He's added wrinkles to that defensive side of the court every single year. And that's what you're looking at, DK. You're looking at a guy who's seemingly everywhere he needs to be all at once. Passing lane, got a couple of those steals by getting that offhand, Kelvin, that you got the back seeing man ball and you got the offhand in the passing lane. That's perfect technique. A couple of those blocks, great positional blocks. That's just a guy to me who's just got a ton of experience and has worked on his craft. And that's why he's such a good defender, obviously with the body and the athleticism, but he's just a smart basketball player on that end of the court.
What do you think today? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. It was not easy, and it never is in games like this. It looked like it was going to be easy for a while, but you kind of knew Michigan State wasn't going to just roll over and go away. They are just not that kind of program. They do not have that kind of coach that was going to let them just lay down when they were down 15 points at one point in this ball game today. And they fought back, took the lead in the second half. But then again, like we've just said, this tenacious defense of this Arizona Wildcats team down the stretch, able to pull out a 6th win on this season. Again, Caleb Love leading the way. The guards did not shoot the ball well today. 12 of 35 combined between Caleb Love and Colin Boswell, 4 of 16 from 3. And, you know, when Caleb Love misses, he misses. I mean, it's not a close. There's a lot of just like shots that are just way off the mark. I don't know if I'm concerned about that yet, but I mean, it's happening maybe a little bit too much for my liking.
Well, no, I totally see what you see. But at the same time, I see a guy that's a scorer that's still trying to find his way and learn his way. He's he's not really hunting shots, but at the same time, in these crucial, tough games, I'll say this is the reason why you would bring him to this team is because in tight games like this, you need guys that'll go for it, and that's not going to worry about what their stats are. They're just going to take the shots that need to be taken because that's the shots that open everybody else up. You get a guy reluctant out there, and if you don't have a go-to guy, and everybody gets a little gun shy, I would say it kind of puts you in a situation to where everybody can't be free flowing. So I just feel like you got to have at least one guy. I think they have two. Boswell is one of those guys too. I think he's doing a great job of not really playing Batman to Love in these situations, but respecting his elders, I'll say, in these situations, respecting that Love has been in championship games, has been in big games before. He's that guy. So I just don't think that it's you see the 20 shots and it's like, man, that looks like a lot. And man, those are a couple air balls and a couple back rims. But I think that's going to end up to pay dividends. Remember I said this, DK? That's going to pay dividends later on down the road because his confidence is going to be there that, hey, I'm that guy for this team.
Well, we said it from day one, right? It's really simple. The offense is free-flowing, and you're going to get 20-plus assists. That's what Tommy Lloyd's offenses do. However, guys, Arizona shot 39% today. That's 6 percentage points higher than Michigan State came in allowing teams to shoot. They averaged 33% is what they've been giving up on the defensive side of things. That's what they do. Their team, especially, they got a deep bunch of guards, and they get into you. And so, again, when it's hard to get that free flow in, passing the ball around, probing, getting into the paint, and then kicking back out to shooters, you didn't see a lot of that today. The offense was not looking crisp or clean. And when that happens, as Kelvin always talks about, you got to have a guy who can go get his on his own. So both those guards you mentioned, you talk about Caleb Love and also Kylan Boswell, off the dribble can create their own shot anytime they want. That's not a shot you want generally within the offense because you can get a better look. You can get an open look by somebody who's, from getting defense to come out and guard a dribbler, dump off for a dunk, all those things. But in a situation like this, I don't mind seeing 35 field goal attempts from those two guards because where was the offense going to come from? I mean, Pella, when he was in there before he fouled out, he was doing a really good job straight line drive, probing, getting around the first line defense and getting into the lane. KJ did it once. All the stuff from Bradley was basically mid-range. Like, he wasn't getting to the rim. So it's tough when you're going up against you got to credit Michigan State Spartans. That's what I see. I see a tough defensive team. They weren't getting clean looks. The offense was sputtering. They weren't getting good movement on the offensive side. So, yeah, that's exactly why you brought Caleb Love in here, is to take big shots, not just make big shots, DK, but take those big shots against a defense like that.
I will say, though, that when he made that three he made at the end of the first half, I haven't seen anybody lately that can make a shot like that. That was an NBA-looking shot to me that he made there. And I started thinking about, like, who shoots like that? Who's shot like that in recent Arizona memory? And I couldn't really come up with too many guys that had that NBA deep look type of throw to the basket like he had.
You got to have full confidence, Kelvin. Like, you can't have a guy go off the dribble 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that whole thing, knowing two guys are coming at you, defensive pressure, because the end of the half. So there's no point. There's no boxing out in that situation. The clock was going to hit zeros. That pressure's coming. That's off ball. Caleb Love just has supreme 100% confidence in his ability to knock down shots, and that's why you're going to see some air balls on occasion, because the next shot's going up, Kelvin. Doesn't matter what happens.
Cody believes it's going in. He's 100%.
He believes it. He definitely believes it.
He has that syndrome. He has that syndrome that I always tell guys, let that be the coach job to take you out. That's who stop you. And then when you go back in, you go back to shooting. But you let the coach have to be the one to calm you down when you're that guy. He's wired to be that guy. He's always been that guy. And again, on this team, besides Boswell, if you really get to looking at the 8 guys that is playing, DK, you get to looking at it. Besides Boswell, who else is going to go get you a basket? Now, we got a lot of guys that can make baskets, especially off the way we pass the ball as a team. But guys that are going to be able to go off the dribble and just get you something good, that's Caleb and that's Kylan. The next guy I would say maybe Jaden Bradley, but again, he don't have that extra little burst that Caleb has.
Right. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's talk to Devin. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, man, I'm in North Carolina. I'm so thankful that I don't have to watch a game at like 9 or 10 at night, which I do. But I got to tell you, this team, I have not had this feeling since when Brandon Ashley had his foot injury.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have won the whole thing then. Like, this is a team that I feel that way. I don't, it was a long time ago, but this is the way I feel about this team. It's a great team. It's a great defensive team. I get a little bit nervous about, so I'm in Raleigh, so I hear all the UNC people who had, love in this area for the last few years and telling me how he wants to shoot 30 shots a game, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes that makes me nervous, but man, I mean, they are nails in crunch time. They really are.
Yeah, I never felt like, even when it got tight and they got behind, I never felt like they were just going to fall apart. You don't get that. You don't ever get that sense with this particular team, at least not so far this season.
And Devin, like, when was the last time you're talking about that team? Those were like freshmen, right? But when was the last time there were 4 seniors who are all potential NBA guys? And that's what Arizona has right now on their team. They got 4 guys with a ton of experience who are also next level players. And that last, 6-8 minutes against Duke, that stretch there, the last game where they were tied 37-37, and it was a 30-0 run on last Sunday. And this game, you just see the seniors stepping up in those big moments, and that's what you got to have. You got to have that experience come and play and make big plays. Somebody's got to make a play, Kelvin.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, and you think of 2 huge seniors to have, Love and Johnson. I mean, those guys they've been in a situation. I mean, you talking about 2 guys that win championship games last year and the year before. So bringing those 2 guys in, I just keep on, man, because recruiting game is very important, man. And you look at the way that Coach Lloyd has recruited for this team and the way that he put these pieces together, and it's brilliant. 2 of his star recruits from the transfer portal had 30 and 14 together as far as rebounds and points today.
Devin, did you get a chance to get to the game at Cameron?
I did not. I actually went out there trying to get a ticket. I was not able to get one, but I did see all the stuff, on social media with how big our contingent was. It was amazing. The U of A chant at the end. I was so impressed and just like, that's our team, man. It is.
It is, and they are rolling right now. They've passed the first 2 tests of this non-conference exam of ranked teams, and with a few more to go, obviously, with Alabama, Florida Atlantic on the schedule, and Purdue as well, which is likely going to be the number 1 team in the nation and could be when they take on the, I mean, imagine that. Now we're looking at a potential 1 versus 2 in a few weeks when Arizona and Purdue get together in Indianapolis.
Yeah, probably will be.
Yeah, that's going to be something. Devin, any other thoughts on this win today?
Look, I mean, I think we are deserving, 1 versus 2 when we get to Purdue. I know it's going to be in Indianapolis. I know it's going to be a Purdue favored crowd, but I'll be honest. I was really honest. I was really surprised how many Michigan State people were there in the desert, and that was good. And I felt like it was an NCAA tournament, type of game where it was half and half almost, and we were able to come out against it. That's great.
Devin, appreciate your call. Thank you. Call again for sure. We'd love to hear back from you from North Carolina. Always great to hear from Wildcats from across the country here on the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show. Yeah, well, it's that time of year where if I was living in Michigan, I'd want to get out of there too and go to the nice play. Did you see the fairways on that golf course they showed during the game? I was like, man, I got to get over there and play me some golf over there in Palm Springs. That was pretty nice.
Thanks, Devin. Bear down.
Thank you. Bear down.
That was pretty nice. I mean, that was definitely pretty nice, those golf courses over there. 520-848-1290. We get a break in.
I got a stat real quick.
Okay.
Purdue, if they are ranked first in the next poll, which they will be, is the first team in Big Ten history to be ranked number 1 in 3 consecutive seasons.
Wow. There you go.
You can believe that, Kelvin? Like, doesn't it seem like Michigan or Indiana or one of those teams and during one of their stretch runs would have been ranked first in multiple seasons in a row? But yeah, I read that today. Purdue would be the first Big Ten team ever to reach the number 1 ranking at some point in the season 3 years in a row.
All right, we got some awards to hand out. We'll review our keys to the game, our best bets, and a whole lot more. Maybe we'll see if we've got some posts coming in. I don't know if we'll get any posts from out in Palm Springs today, but if we do, we'll have that for you as well. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day postgame show. Wildcats take down Michigan State 74-68 with J.W. Madden and Kelvin Efon. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog in Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Polston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
I'm Ron Arenas, the owner of Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. As we reflect on the Thanksgiving season, we are grateful to have been serving the Tucson area for over 22 years. Your business and consideration are much appreciated. When you need us, please call at 520-440-4069 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer looking for quality car parts in Tucson, look no further. Advance Auto Parts has 6 Tucson locations with over 75 years in business. Advance Auto Parts is the largest car parts retailer in the U.S., and customers know they can trust their products, like Die-Hard batteries. Now with free installation, only found at Advance Auto Parts stores. Take advantage of our same-day delivery and pickup. Just visit our website at stores.advanceautoparts.com. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Advance Auto Parts, for all your car repair needs. Now a proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez-Lee, President of Meridian Wealth Management. As a fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
When it comes to healthcare, imaging makes all the difference. Don't stand in line or wait for weeks to get that much-needed MRI or X-ray. At Southern Arizona Radiology Associates, we offer multiple exams like MRI, CT, mammograms, and biopsies, serving Sierra Vista and the surrounding communities for over 30 years, with locations in Sierra Vista, Green Valley, and Tucson. Call 520-335-6849. Southern Arizona Radiology Associates, superior imaging superior care.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live? When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886-4146. They've been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control. You can too. Call University Termite and Pest Control today at 886-4146 or go to bepestfree.com.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Love driving through traffic all the way to the basket. Missed, no good. There's Keyshawn Johnson for the putback. And the Wildcats regain the lead.
Keyshawn Johnson, 3 offensive rebounds, 3 of his 10 at the offensive end to go along with 13 points. In fact, he had 10 boards today, so I'm just going to go ahead and hand it out right now. He is our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot. Lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. Our glass cleaner of the game is Keyshawn Johnson. He led the Wildcats in that respect. They were actually losing the battle of the boards for a while in this ball game, but brought it back in the second half and ended up winning the battle of the boards overall, 39-34 over the Michigan State Spartans, and win the game today by a score of 74-68. We only saw Kelvin Mokrivas for about 10 minutes in this game. Why don't you think this was a Mokrivas type of game?
Well, I just think that it was just a very physical game. It was a game to where you wanted to give a lot more minutes to Keyshawn and Ballo, and also you wanted to go a little smaller in this game because of the way that they were playing. They was playing more of a 4-guard type of offense a lot of the time, so you wanted to kind of match up a little bit. And plus, Lloyd kind of likes to go to that unit. That unit kind of is a real tenacious defensive type of team, so I just think it was another smart move. The big fella's a young guy, still 18 years old. If you could switch an 18-year-old for a 22-year-old, and what would you do in a tough game like this?
Exactly. And man, did Jaden Brown Bradley, boy, he hit that big shot at the end. He was kind of our cat in the spotlight before the game today, and kind of what his role is evolving to be on this team. But no fear there. I mean, that was one of the things last year. We just felt like at times we didn't have a guy that wanted to take the shot down the stretch, and he clearly was the guy that felt like he wanted to do that today, and that's what you like to see, even from a sophomore who's just getting here and hasn't been in this program, but he felt like he could make a big shot at the end, and he did.
Well, and that's because from practice, the guys believe in him, the coaches believe in him. That's the reason why he's in that situation. That's the reason why the guys passing him the ball, and evidently he's shooting well in those practice situations because he feels good at taking a shot in that crucial situation. So at the end, it all goes back to the work that you put in, and he's putting the time in the shooting drills and in the live practice situations. So when he comes into those situations, he's ready to go. And again, Coach Lloyd putting the confidence in him that, hey, we're going to need you to make shots in certain situations and take shots in certain situations, and with that added confidence, it helps you. It helps you play better.
You have to, right? You got to. I mean, because what you're talking about, the situation was a hot potato. So Caleb Love had the ball, Kylan Boswell had the ball. Ball wound up with Jaden Bradley with 5 seconds left on the shot clock under pressure. So I was yelling at the screen, shoot! You got to shoot that. You got to shoot that under 3 seconds. I don't remember the exact score and time at the time, but there's about 5-8 minutes left in the game. And Michigan State had been making a run, and Arizona really needed a bucket right there, Kelvin. And it's just having the confidence. You might not consider yourself a scorer in Jaden Bradley's case. He might not, get out of his house every morning, Kelvin, saying, I'm going to go drop 30 on someone, because that doesn't seem like his personality. But when it comes down to it, he's got ball skills. He's a point guard. Clearly, he got separation enough to get that shot off, double cross to get that shot off.
Looking at it again.
About 18 feet away, but how much time was on the shot clock when he let it go? About 2 1 or 2. Yeah. So you got to shoot that shot. And so having the confidence, Kelvin, to rise up, even if you're not a scorer in that moment, that's what you need everybody on that team to do. Time and place. It's situational. And he had to shoot that shot, knock it down.
And especially, I'll say this: if you look on the right wing, I'm looking at this. You have Boswell over there. On the left wing was Love, and both of those guys was kind of struggling from the three. Not that they wouldn't have took it anyway, but what type of what type of character does Bradley have for him to say, you know what, I'm gonna make this play. Yeah. Bradley has to say, I'm gonna make this play. He stepped up and really knocked down a tough shot.
It was 69-66 at the time. With about 1:23 to go when he made that shot to give the Wildcats the breathing room they needed at 5 points in a game that they end up winning by 6, 74-68 today over Michigan State. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to call the program. You can text us at that number. We are streaming live, video streaming on all of our platforms, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch at Wildcats Radio 1290, over on Twitter at Wildcats 1290. You can also listen to the show on our website, wildcatsradio1290.com, as well as ask Alexa to turn on Wildcats Radio 1290. She'll pop us up right in your living room, and you can listen to it while you guys are all embarking on the turkey as we are into the dinner hour here in Tucson. Let's talk to Doug. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, guys. That's first. Second is Happy Thanksgiving, but first is bear down.
Absolutely.
I literally just walked out of my mother's own kitchen on Thanksgiving Day to call a post-game basketball radio show. That's how excited I am about this team. So, hopefully she'll understand. She knows me by now.
Let's hope so.
But, great win. I mean, people may have looked at the ranking disparity and thought, oh, this will be a nice, easy matchup, like if we're playing, some other random 21st ranked team. But I think those of us who really knew that we're talking about Michigan State, 9 Final Fours, Tom Izzo, Hall of Fame coach, top recruiting class. I didn't expect anything to come easy tonight. And I think this win is going to travel the rest of the season with our strength of schedule. They're going to do a lot of damage in the Big Ten. I just think it's a terrific win. On a neutral court, both schools' fans really showed up, to their credit, because I didn't give up my holiday to go out to Palm Springs and watch the game, but a lot of people did, and props to them because they really came through on TV. Really for both teams. That was exciting. Just an exciting college basketball game in November. And speaking of November, pretty sure, I don't know if I just joined the show, so I didn't hear the first part, but pretty sure Tommy is still undefeated in November over 3 years.
Yeah.
And he's going to carry.
Yeah,
he's going to carry that into next year because I don't know when the Colgate is. That still November, but hopefully we'll beat Colgate.
Yes. No, Colgate is December. That's December 2nd.
There you go.
Yeah.
So another undefeated November for Tommy Lloyd. How about that?
How about that?
Fans? I love it.
67 and 11 now overall.
Not just exactly. So, and it's funny because when people think about rankings, maybe Michigan State might drop a little. They really shouldn't. But people have talked during the football season about, you beat ranked teams, but they're not ranked anymore. Well, we're part of the reason why they're not ranked anymore. So I just never liked that argument. But I wanted to talk about the defense. That first half defense, I've watched a lot of Arizona basketball. I can't remember a time that we got after the ball like that. I mean, that's right up there, at least top 5 defensive efforts I've ever seen out of this program. Under Lute, Sean, you name it. And I think that took a lot out of us, from the, all the effort we had to expend in that first half. And I think that we maybe tired out a little bit coming out of halftime. So it burned up a lot of energy. Maybe we were reaching a little bit, committing more fouls. I mean, I don't think the refs did us a lot of favors in that second half, but we overcame that. It looked like they were just looking for any little ticky-tack way to shrink that gap, and make it good for Thanksgiving Day TV on Fox. Because,
I'll say this, Doug. I think the thing is the first – okay, I have notes, guys. In the first 10 minutes, I wrote down best refs ever. You know why? Because it was 2 very physical defensive teams with a super high-intensity game, Kelvin, and they only called 5 total fouls in the first 10 minutes. Then you might remember the refs pulled the 2 captains over, and they had a little conversation with that. Did you hear that part? So they pulled the 2 captains over. There was about 5 minutes left in the first half. Pulled the captains over because there may be some words being said between the players, maybe a little bit chippy, maybe a little bit of extracurriculars going on. From that point forward, every single ticky-tacky close foul, more or less, they called. So it was a tale of 2 situations. I get it. You got to keep the players under control. You want to take control. You don't want to get it to get out of hand, Kelvin. But that first 10 minutes, letting those 2 teams play an NCAA tournament game under that kind of intensity, I was thinking, man, it's going to be a great 40-minute game. There's going to be very few free throws. It's going to be really tough. And they didn't do that at all. They reined them in and went too far the other direction. They called too many ticky-tack fouls there in the last 20, 25 minutes.
I was going to let Kelvin respond to that before I had other thoughts.
Yeah, no, I thought so as well. I thought they let them play in the beginning. I was hoping for them to let them play that whole game like that because, again, you need those tournaments, NCAA tournament-style games early in the season. But to see them, kind of take over the game and kind of remind the guys, as my high school coach used to say, whose game it is, the refs control the game. But that's good, something that you need to adjust to as well. You're going to deal with refs like that, and you have to, change your style of play, which is tough to do mid-game, but, the good teams figure it out. Luckily, we were deep enough to be able to recover from it.
So another thing I was going to talk about is just the 4 guards that we've got, man. And, yes, he trotted all 4 of them out there at times, but just that rotation we've got, to have that ball handling is really something that we need against a pressure defense like we were facing. You take that for granted, but we've had guards through the years that might have been loose with the dribble against that pressure. And to see that you can rotate any of those 4 guys, Caleb and Boswell and KJ and Bradley, and then Pella when he wasn't in foul trouble, that's just crucial to maintain possession. Not to mention they were driving around guys on the perimeter, penetrating that defense, and then looking for the bigs. And so that just opens up so much of an opportunity for the offense. I just think it's brilliant the way Tommy's put that roster together from the guard perspective.
And I'll say this about KJ Lewis as well. KJ, he does a great impersonation of everything that Pella Larson brings because when he's not in there, he's the guy that's guarding the 4s, wrestling with some of those big guys in there and able to bring the ball up and make plays with the ball as well. So, seeing him come along is really helping the team out as well because when they go small and they don't have Larson, KJ is the other guy that they move into that power forward position.
There you go. So, and one thing I hope that I'm sure Tommy and staff are going to be working on is just the inbound plays against pressure, because I don't know if it led to the 1.5-second count, but then there are a few other times it just seemed like we were a little shaky on that, just trying to get open. So I have a feeling he's going to see that on film and maybe work on some, screens, back screens, or whatever he has to do, just in case we run into that against other teams, But I mean, it's hard to not be excited. And then Saturday, oh man, I'm going up. I know a lot of other people are going up, so.
Join us.
Wildcat Nation represent.
We're going to be at Macayo's right across the Tempe Town Lake. Come on by, step on by, and say hello if you're up there.
Yeah, I already looked on the map to see where that is. I might just park there and walk to the game from there. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's only about a mile.
It's exciting time. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Great win, and bear down.
You too, Doug. Appreciate your call as always.
Bear down, Doug.
Tommy Lloyd, 18-0. 18-0 in November in his first 3 seasons here at the University of Arizona. All right, we'll take your calls, 520-848-1290. We'll get into our keys to the game coming up next as well. Wildcats knock off Michigan State 74-68. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
The Meridian Wealth Management postgame show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The new Blue Whale Car Wash, formerly Octopus Car Wash, is now open. They're locally owned and operated and offer many ways for you to save. Start now by downloading the Blue Whale Car Wash app. Then visit their website at bluewhalecarwashaz.com to find a location near you. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram and Facebook for even more savings. And for a limited time, their exterior-only wash is $5 at all 4 locations. Blue Whale Car Wash, proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
Old Pueblo Harley-Davidson wants your bike. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment or stop by today to receive an inspection and an offer. Whether you're looking to trade in and trade up or just looking for some extra money, we're prepared to make you a tempting offer. Don't deal with the hassle of selling it to a stranger. We're here to make the process quick and easy. Only at Pueblo Harley-Davidson or online at PuebloHarley.com. Again, stop into Old Pueblo Harley-Davidson or online at OldPuebloHarley.com. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
Get the backyard you've always wanted with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you're ready to dive in, then visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Schedule now and get 3 months of full service free. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. First Choice Pools, the first and only choice.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer-installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Are you ready to adopt? Come to the Humane Society of Southern Arizona. When you adopt from us, you will save more than one life. You'll also make room for the next pet in need. The Humane Society of Southern Arizona has been compassionately serving pets and the people who love them since 1944. Our knowledgeable adoption matchmakers will help you find the right pet for your home and support you after you adopt. We are open 7 days a week at our main campus at 635 West Roger Road. Learn more and see adoptable pets at hssaz.org.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Rightway will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. We will give you up to $2,000 trade-in plus 0% interest up to 60 months. Manufacturer rebates plus 10-year parts and labor warranty on a new heating and air system.
Have an aging heating and air system? Out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Tucson area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Back it up against Love. Akins drives down to the left baseline. Shut off there. Knocked away. Stolen. Keyshawn Johnson. And it goes to Boswell. Cats on the run. Boswell weaves his way down. Tried to go backdoor. Got it backdoor. Pelle Larsson lay it in. And he's fouled.
That was a really nice pass by Caleb Love.
Yes, it was.
I'm sorry, that was by Boswell, by Colin Boswell right there to get that and one for Pelle Larsson. Man,
those are the toughest passes,
Exactly.
Kelvin. In traffic, when everybody's big bodies moving around, that was a really short, like 2-foot bounce pass is what that was, and I got it right to him in the perfect position. And obviously, Pelle being the vet, that was a hard rim run and cut because there was basically a secondary fast break like we talked about last week, Kelvin. And Pelle's ability to catch that ball right about his hips and then go right up with it left-handed, finish over the bigs, yeah, really pretty play.
Wildcats got a lot of fast break buckets early in this game, and it seemed like it was going to be a downhill kind of night. But then the Spartans adjusted, and they kind of shut off a lot of those drives moving through the rest of the ball game. Got a question here on Facebook that we will go over here. Danny Haugland checks in, says, do you think Ballo has regressed since the start of last year? He hurt us on the free throw line today. It seems like he's lost a lot of his confidence.
Well, he's never been a great free throw shooter, so that's number one. Number two is the only one thing, Kelvin, I saw I didn't like was that strip foul. So he got doubled in the post late in the game, right before he got taken out. Right before those free throws that he missed. He got a little bit of a double. It was a good catch. He brought the ball right into the double, Kelvin, got stripped, and then he got called for the foul. That's the one they reviewed. They went over to the monitor to see if there was any extracurriculars there. You can't do that. That's number one. As a senior big, don't bring the ball down. That's rule number one. Yes. Do not bring the ball down. Keep it high, and that's the only real big thing I saw that I would even see as a quote mistake. Otherwise, I just think he got played off the court. I think that the lineup that Michigan State was going with, they were going with the smaller, quicker lineup, and clearly they were going to play Hakaballo, and he wasn't making his shots, so he had to come off the court. Other than that, I mean, I'd like him to post up a little. I'll tell you another thing I didn't like, Kelvin. One more thing. 2 things. That hook shot on the baseline, he got pushed out about 8-10 feet away from. This was early. This was like 8 minutes into the game, something like that. He took a hook shot from the baseline farther than I've ever seen him take a hook shot before. And it was only after one dribble. Like, he didn't put any effort into trying to back the guy down or wait for the double to come to kick out to a shooter. Just a couple little things to clean up. But regressing? No. I just don't think he's ever been a great free throw shooter.
No, 57% last year. Right. He shot 70% his first year here, but right now just 42% and 60 on his career.
Yeah. No, sometimes big guys have little issues with that right there. And again, they went into the hacker Barlow situation right there. So you kind of had to take him out the game in that situation. But no, I mean, a tight game, tough games. It happens. People are going to be up and down. Every player is going to have better games, and then sometimes you're going to have some tough games. So no, I don't think he's regressed. I think I like his leadership a lot more. I think he's in better shape, and he's really, going up and finishing around the basket. I just think, again, and even the bad shot, I think I as a coach, I believe that with all the other great rebounding and the tough defense that you do, a bad shot here and there doesn't bother me as much as a dumb turnover. Okay, yeah, a turnover.
The one pass when Caleb was coming to him and he gave him the pass hard, because he thought Caleb was about to stay where he was. That was an early turnover. That was Barlow's pass too, but that was just anticipating the player to stay where he was, Kelvin, when he cut, and so he gave him like a little 15-20% too hard of that pass for Caleb. But I don't see. Well, I'll definitely review all this tape because it was a great game, two great teams. I didn't see a ton of mistakes from Barlow. That fadeaway hook shot from the baseline from 10 feet, I'd rather just see him get closer because there was like 15 seconds on the shot clock at that point. But Barlow is a huge net positive for this Wildcat team. Yeah. Let's just be clear on that.
and as soon as we play Purdue and we get into games like versus the Houston type teams, you're going to understand why it's so valuable to have those guys helping the battle on the board.
And guess what? Second half, right? MSU was making a run, and they were looking towards him, Kelvin. They were trying to get the ball into Barlow in the post, even if he wasn't doing a lot of damage by scoring. They made such a concerted effort to try to get him the ball just to establish post touches.
Now, I will say this. I want them rebounds to up a little bit. And then I want a little bit more shot blocking attempts. That's why you don't want the stupid reaching fouls, because you want to save that foul for protecting the rim and being that intimidator at the rim. Now, I will say I'm looking for a little bit more of that, because right now I would say Keyshot and KJ are more intimidating when it's become to protecting the rim, and you kind of want your big fella to have a little bit of that. I felt like he did a little bit more of that when he had Koloko on his side, and Koloko was doing a lot of that. I think he need to really think about and the coaches bring a little bit more intensity to protecting that rim a little bit.
Got another question here on Facebook. Thanks to Danny for his question on Facebook. Jason Mendelson checks in. Do you think Arizona beating Duke, now Michigan State, can keep us with Purdue and Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, just completely different styles, completely different teams. Purdue, that's a damn fine basketball team. And Edey's the guy who gets all the headlines, but they got a couple guys over there, Kelvin. And so it's going to be a huge challenge. Obviously, a completely different style. The ball pressure from the Michigan State guards today was a great challenge for Arizona, and that's why the offense didn't look smooth out there. It's because Michigan State made that happen. They were really getting up in the skin. The thing we've been seeing out of the Arizona backcourt, Kelvin, this year, making other teams look really uncomfortable on offense, that was happening today to Arizona. Once you get into the Purdue, and obviously Alabama plays a very up-tempo style these days with Musselman. Yeah, I mean, every single high-quality opponent, you're just hoping they all bring something, a little different wrinkle, so that you can either get that on film. You could struggle. You want your team to struggle against some stuff. You want your team to struggle. They were struggling getting the rebounds against a smaller Michigan State squad at certain stretches of this game. So struggling is good at this stage. You want the teams to work on everything that they're deficient at to be the best version of themselves come March. That's the goal.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Coming up, we've got our keys to the game, our best bets, and a whole lot more. Arizona knocks off Michigan State 74-68, the final score in Palm Springs. Wildcats now 6-0 to start the season. November is done. It is on to December. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame show with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
The Meridian Wealth Management Postgame show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K, nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Explore natural open space, a network of connecting trails, and a community park within the Vail School District. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rock & K with home savings up to $35,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886-4146. They've been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control. You can too. Call University Termite and Pest Control today at 886-4146 or go to bepestfree.com.
Hi, it's Floyd, the family man with the family plan. Outdated HVAC systems will drive up your electric bill, drain your wallet, and peace of mind. Save now at Goodfellas with no payments or interest till 2024. Get a 30% federal tax credit, up to $2,000 off qualifying heat pumps. Trust Goodfellas. We're locally owned with thousands of 5-star reviews. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Visit us at goodfellasac.com to schedule a no-cost estimate.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
What up, Tucson? This is Joseph Blair, former Wildcat and assistant coach of the Washington Wizards. When I came to play basketball at the U of A in the 90s, the Tucson community became and has always remained a special part of my life. And this is why I proudly joined the Meridian Wealth Management Tucson Advisory Business Council. If you have financial questions or concerns, please be sure and call my friends Natalie or Ruben Fernandez at 719-1433 or visit online at Meridian Wealth LLC. And as always, bear down, Tucson.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
I'm Ron Arenas, the owner of Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. As we reflect on the Thanksgiving season, we are grateful to have been serving the Tucson area for over 22 years. Your business and consideration are much appreciated. When you need us, please call at 520-440-4069 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs.
Well, it's that time of year. You dress the kids up for the holiday parties, and they hate it. You dress everybody up for the annual holiday card picture, and, well, everybody hates that. You even dress the turkey, and we're pretty sure he's not happy about that. This year, dress up your yard in time for the holidays. Call Dorado Rock and Materials, and we promise there will be no complaints. Make your yard beautiful and worry-free with their personal service and convenient delivery times. Dorado Rock and Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet? Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We bring you the best coverage in Tucson of Jed Fish and the Arizona Wildcats football all year long. When you hear the Cats on the radio, you're listening to 1290. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
44 Arizona. Here's a drive the other way by Bradley. Lay it up and good. Nice little stop and head fake by Jaden Bradley for his first basket.
Jaden Bradley with one of his 2 made baskets on the game. Arizona wins it by a score of 74-68 over the Michigan State Spartans. Spartans fall to 3-3 on the season. Wildcats now 6-0 and heading up likely to be the number 2 team in the country with the loss by the top-ranked Kansas Jayhawks this week over in Maui. We actually were talking about Maui earlier, and Brian Jeffries mentioned it on the broadcast kind of towards the end. Those games were actually played in Honolulu this year and not in Maui due to the fires, and we were kind of been wondering that. So the tournament went, but it was played in Honolulu versus being played at Lahaina over in Maui this year. All right, let's review what our keys to the game were coming up into this contest today.
Wildcats fans, how did today's keys to the game go for the Wildcats? Keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, for me, it's pretty simple. You got to shut down Kelvin and J-Dub's pest, Tyson Walker. You cannot let him take over this game today. The top scorer in the Big Ten Conference and 7th in the nation. And I mentioned Carson Cooper was my pest. I think you got to get him in foul trouble. I want to see this team, again, established down low, play downhill, especially for Caleb Love. I don't want to see Caleb doing what he did against UT Arlington and coming out and just, flailing jumpers and all that kind of thing. Get back to what you did Friday night. Play downhill and take the ball to the basket to get this offense flowing in the right direction. And the other thing is what I say pretty much every game: play Arizona basketball. Pat, what did Ryan say? Share the sugar. Yeah. Share the sugar. 20 plus assists, and keep it going in that direction. Only 13 assists tonight for Arizona. When's the last time we saw a game that had less than 15 assists from the Arizona
Houston
Wildcats?
or TCU, same thing. Right. So it's like that aggressive pressure defense on ball. It makes it really hard to run your offense clean.
And those were games they lost. Well, TCU they won, but Houston they lost. Yeah, but 13 assists tonight. 4 to Caleb Love. It was interesting. I thought Caleb Love and Tyson Walker kind of had identical games. I mean, both took 20 shots. Caleb made 7. Tyson made 8. Both made 2 threes. Both had 4 assists in this ball game and 2 turnovers. And so very ideal. I didn't think Tyson took over the ball game, but he definitely had a solid performance for the Michigan State.
He made some real tough shots there in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
And he only had 4 points, I think, after halftime. So it's really tough when you're ball dominant like that, Kelvin. I mean, they had a few guys trying to make things happen, but the shocking thing to me was they ran the same set basically from like the 10-minute mark of the first half on. They just ran a high pick and roll basically the whole game, the whole second half, and spread it out, put shooters in the corner type of thing. But when he had the ball in his hands, I mean, he was dribbling around, trying to probe and find open spots. A lot of deceleration, right? That's a term that a lot of people are using these days for when, you get that quick burst first step to get by the first line of defense. The other side of that is when you come around a screen and slow yourself down, Kelvin. He picked up a couple fouls. KJ got on his back that one time. He's really adept at that. But at 6 feet tall, real hard to get your shot off against those guards for Arizona. Too much length.
Showing some of the highlights here on our video stream. How about that block by KJ Lewis early in the game?
Man, you know what was so crazy about that is that was on some of that pressure defense that we were talking about. Now, not only did they have good on-ball pressure defense, I thought they really denied the wings. And when I first came to U of A, that was the toughest thing for me that I had never saw is guys overplaying the wings all the way up to the hash line. I mean, you like, man, how am I going to get this pass if my guy doesn't go back door to open up that pass? And then when he do go back door, the big guys are rotating over and getting steals. So these guys did a great job of that. And on that play, KJ tried to make a pass. The guy jumped the passing lane and got it and went full court. KJ basically waited back for the guy to take the shot. I mean, if I was the guy, he should have basically stopped and did a pull-up off the glass. But the way KJ was timing his jump, that was a ridiculous block, man. That was on some LeBron type stuff.
And you love it when a young guy makes a mistake like that and then makes up for it right away.
I mean, took off without a foul, get up there, went vertical, caught the ball at the highest point. I mean, he would be a good volleyball player, I'll tell you that.
He was up there for sure.
He and Pella should start a little intramural squad or something.
What were Kelvin's keys?
I think first and foremost, Ballo, get the ball inside, get the inside game going. I just think that it energizes the bigs and just get them motivated to play defense and rebound. Pressure defense. Don't let MSU get going from the three. I think anytime you let teams get comfortable and pass the ball around and catch and shoot, they can become a problem. Push the ball, use your depth to wear these guys down. I don't think MSU really, Michigan State really trusts their depth too much. I'll put even more pressure. If I was coach, I'll put even more pressure on them by continuously push that ball and use that depth.
Ballo, so in the game, again, we had 5 players in double figures, and he was one of those in double figures. Only 7 shots. Is that enough shots for Ballo at the offensive end? Does he need to be closer to 10 shots per game?
I would rather him be around the 10 shot per game. And like I said, again, early in both halves, early in the first 4 minutes, I would love to establish him. That's really what I'm looking for from that type of player. After that, the doubles are coming. It's going to get aggressive. So you want to let the guards, start willing and dealing a little bit more. And I would love to see him more in the pick and roll game a little bit more so we can get him on the move a little bit. But yeah, I just feel like you'll get a few more touches for him there. But you got to credit Michigan State. I think sometimes we forget that, but Michigan State is a great defensive team especially on the inside where they bring a bunch of doubles, big to big type of doubles, and force the ball out of your hand, push you off your position. And so Michigan State kind of known for that over the years. So you got to give them a little credit too for taking the ball out of his hands.
He had a couple of nice seal. They got him a couple times on that nice seal lob down low.
Yeah, you got to be looking for those. Anytime he's open on those plays, you got to get it to him. But even I remember a couple of those passes that, man, their defense got back fast. He wasn't even able to dunk it. It was like they had a no-dunk rule for him. They was going to make sure that he had to go up and he finished that. I remember he finished that one with his left hand. I mean, so that's a defense forcing you to your weakness, but he made a play on that one.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to me. It doesn't have anything to do with field goal attempts. It has to do with touches in scoring position. And so if you think about Ballo posting strong, because that's about this, the guards got to get the ball to the bigs. But the bigs got to make themselves available and clear out space and put that hand up, Kelvin. And Ballo got a ton of touches. He also put both their centers in foul trouble. So you're talking about 7 field goal attempts. How many of those times that he caught the ball in scoring position did Sissoko or Cooper come down and bail him out with the foul? Or like that one where towards the end where Cooper swiped around and tried to swipe the ball away and tried to do that reach around deal, got his 4th foul on that. I think Ballo got a lot of touches right within that 8-10 foot range you want him at, especially on left or right block. But there was a lot of fouls. They were not going to let him. They obviously look at the free throw shooting percentage numbers. They'd much prefer him to go to the line than have him hand dunk in their face. So Ballo touches in the post. That's what I'm looking for more so than how many field goal attempts. No, like a solid number of field goal attempts he has a game.
Well, that was one of my keys was that I wanted them to take it to Carson Cooper and try to get him into some early foul trouble to kind of take him out of the game, and he was not able to become that pest. Only 2 points for Carson Cooper, 14 minutes in this ball game. J-Dub, what did you have?
Yeah, number one, I just think you just generally have to match or exceed that intensity. Michigan State's going to bring it. They've got 2 losses out of 5 games. Proud program. We know what Izzo's style of basketball is. Strong defensive pressure, rebounding. And on that note, my second key is you got to dominate the boards. An undersized team relative to Arizona. They're only out rebounding teams by 1 on the season, 40-39. So Arizona coming in, one of the longest, best rebounding teams with depth in the country. I want to see 10 or more, at least. I want to see them win that rebounding total by 10. And number 3, just get good looks. The pressure defense, they're coming in holding opponents 33% on the field. We know what Tommy Izzo-led defensive teams are like. That's going to be the strength of that team all year long. Don't settle. Don't settle for contested J's with time left on the shot clock. Get your feet in the paint, just that typical standard Coach Lloyd style of basketball. Get in the paint, draw defenders, look for the open man, and don't settle, and definitely do your best to get as many rim looks as possible, because that's going to be key for them putting that pressure on the Michigan State defense.
This game was even on the boards through the first 30 minutes. And then I thought down the stretch of this game, again, the defense for Arizona, you held them to potentially 1 shot. It was about it every time they went down the floor. And that's when I thought the rebounding edge, when you got to grab those rebounds at the end of the game, the Wildcats were able to do that. And as a result, they won in the end 39-34.
I think Arizona's pursuit of 50-50 loose balls, and those are rebounds too, these last 2-3 games have been exceptional. Not so much today, and I'll tell you why. It's because how many buckets did Michigan State get off of made baskets for Arizona? So they were sprinting. They were trying to get as many looks at the bucket as they could before Arizona's defense got set. That was obviously a big part of their game plan. So when that started happening and those guys leaked out, probably the first bucket that they got, it was clear the coaching staff for Arizona did not want any of those guards, any of the perimeter players to even look at the rim after a shot went up. They had to sprint back and get back on defense, because you can't you can't give up a layup on one end after getting a bucket on the other end in 3 seconds. That happened a few times. Yeah. So I think they were less concerned. That's at least on the offensive end. And defensive end, I mean, I'm going to have to watch the tape again. I feel like the effort was there. I just think Michigan State, 2 losses already in the season. I mean, they were extra motivated. They need to turn their season around after those 2 losses. A win over a top 5 team would have done that. I'm not to say that they are lost on the season. They got plenty of games left to be played, but they were playing it like this game meant a lot more to them, I think, than it did to Arizona. So I think the effort and energy could go up slightly, but just ball pursuit, because those rebounds, I mean, that's what that's all about. All that is getting to the ball first.
Yeah, and I think that quicker group really gets to the ball, really gets to those really gets to those loose balls, especially guys like KJ Lewis and Pella. I mean, just the hustle that those guys do. I think that can become a great defensive unit right there with Keyshot at the 5. Of course, you want Barlow in there for his size and his rebound and different things like that. But against different teams, you need to have different ways of getting it done.
It's actually, there's a stat here that proves that about like them not necessarily sprinting to the ball on boards, Kelvin. 8 team rebounds. That's like a crazy high number. 8 team rebounds on the day. Michigan State only had 2 team rebounds, and that just means basically the ball bounces, right, Kelvin? I mean, that's one of the situations where it wasn't a clean box out and a guy got a clean rebound. That team rebound just means that nobody got to the ball first, and it was a matter of, basically attrition. Like those guys got to it. That's when you get the stat for a team rebound. So 8 of them for the Cats today.
All right, that's what we thought needed to happen for the Wildcats to win over Michigan State.
Wildcats fans, that's a look at your keys to the game. They're brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
Number 3, Arizona takes down number 21, Michigan State by a score of 74-68. It is now off for the Wildcats until next Saturday when they'll take on Colgate at McHale Center. That'll be an early game, afternoon game. It'll be a 1 o'clock start next Saturday at home for the Arizona Wildcats. Let's find out how we did with our bets in this game today.
Tucson, what happened with today's best bets? Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at the best bets, brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, the line on this one was 5.5. 5.5. We all laid the 5.5 and came home a half a point in the winner's circle on this one. I tell you, Las Vegas knows exactly what they're doing with these games. A 148 was the over-under on this one, and it came in at 142. 142.
Kelvin and I were thought about 150 is what I think we thought.
We all went over on it, and it came in just under.
I thought it'd be barely over that number.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it would be a lot over that. I thought for sure this game would be in the 80s for both teams, but I think you had said you thought in the 60s.
Well, here's my philosophy. Every time of all the games I've watched in basketball, especially when you have two aggressive defensive perimeter teams, it's never going to be the crazy numbers. You might see Arizona's stats are coming into a game averaging 99 points. That's just what they do. Michigan State's never going to allow any team to score like that. That's just not what they do. And so because Arizona's perimeter defense is so aggressive this year under this squad with this group of guys, it's all and you're talking about a proud Michigan State Spartans team that needs a big win over a top team. Those are the games that get a little bit uglier. Those are the games that get bogged down and get aggressive and physical and fighty. And my experience is those games never tend to be seeing 70, 80 points. It's more like, mid 60s or low 70s like we saw today.
Yeah, and that's what we got, 74-68, your final. Again, the rotation in this particular game a little bit more limited than what we saw. And this game, this was not a game for some of those guys. Again, Filip Borivicinen did not get into this ball game. Paulius Morauskas did not get into this ball game. It is clear now, I think, what we're seeing, that this is the 9 guys we saw tonight. Is am I miscounting this? 2, 4, 6, 8 guys. 8 guys we saw tonight is going to be what Tommy goes with primarily.
I don't care what your body looks like. What it's about is mental strength. So in a game like this, you got to be strong. You got to be convicted and know what you're doing. You got to know exactly what you want to be doing and do it with purpose. And when you're talking about the guys who maybe didn't make it in the game or Krivas only playing 10 minutes, the coaching staff must have seen something from him when he was out there. Maybe he missed some part of the game plan they were trying to get from him. But I'm not super surprised. It doesn't mean that those guys like Philly B and Rauskas won't get in the next game for 10 or 12 minutes of important minutes, not garbage minutes, but important minutes. It's just this game against that team and that style of play. You got to be strong with the ball, Kelvin. I mean, against that style of defense, number one, you got to be mentally strong. You got to know what you're doing.
You have to, and if you got senior guys and you got guys, you got guards, guards. You got to have guards in this game, and as you notice, the guards all played because you have to be able to take care of the ball. J-Dub, no, I'm a proponent for having guards on the floor.
You want 6 guards in your starting lineup, right?
Right. Especially in crucial moments, not necessarily in the starting moments, and we all know this from back in the JT days, or that it's not necessarily who start. It's who finishes the games. And you want good ball handling guys that can make free throws and make good passes and get the ball up the court and do the right things with the ball. So I just think being able to have a group like that where you can go to an all guard with one small forward, basically power forward and Johnson, it's just important. And so this wasn't a game for those other players, and it's like that sometimes.
74-68, the final. Kelvin, before we let you go, give me a final thought on this basketball game and a thought on Saturday in Tempe.
I thought Coach said it best, dogs. I mean, you went against a team today, Michigan State, that never plays pretty. You know you're going to be in a scrap, and they didn't back down to it. They came out playing well, and in the second half, whether you say they got gassed, whether you say Michigan State played a tougher second half, which I think the latter. I think Michigan State played a tougher second half. They figured out a way to get it done, and to me, that's what good teams do. When things are not quite going your way, or you got funny calls with the referees and different things like that, you just figure out a way to win the game. So they're doing this, and again, an exciting team to watch, and let them get their rest, and let's come back and get ready for conference play.
And Saturday in Tempe, Arizona State, the Territorial Cup game.
Hey, man, I mean, I'm excited for these guys. They have a chance. They're going to a bowl game, but they have a chance. This game means something because, once again, it's Arizona State. It's an in-state rival. and then you get a chance to elevate to another level of a bowl game. So there's a lot on stake for these at stake for these guys. So man, excited for them, man, to have this opportunity. I've been in these games, and it's something that you're gonna remember one way or another. So it's better to be sitting there like me with a big grin on your face, knowing that on Thanksgiving and right after Thanksgiving, knowing that you're getting ready to go into Christmas after beating the Devils and get ready to play a bowl game.
Ducks and Beavers start in 10 minutes.
Say it again?
No, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow they play.
No, it's tonight, isn't it?
No, I think it's
tomorrow.
Friday.
Today's
Friday.
Thursday.
Well, I'm finna say,
Friday.
Man,
Tomorrow.
I was like, you scared me there. Now, is Ole Miss tonight? Somebody plays on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah, I thought there was, but I think it's just NFL exclusive.
Yeah.
I've had one day off this week. My brain's kind of broken. But yeah, Oregon State, Oregon tomorrow. I mean, we're gonna know before that game.
Oh yeah.
Before you guys are drinking your Bloody Marys up there in Tempe during pregame, we're gonna know exactly what's at stake for that game. But we always know what's at stake when ASU and Arizona get together, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Kevin, we will talk to you on Saturday morning at 9:00.
Yes, sir. Right down, guys.
All right. That is the captain, Kelvin Ifan. Always appreciate his job here with us for both football and basketball throughout the season. We'll get one more timeout in. We'll come back. We'll put a wrap on this one. Your final chance to get in on the show if you'd like to do so. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is that number. 9-3 now is J-Dub with the bets. I am 7-5. Kelvin is now 2-2 as we move on now to see what happens with those bets next Saturday against Colgate.
Those are today's best bets. They're brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet. The Meridian Wealth Management postgame show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
At Standard Restaurant Supply, their vision and number one goal is to improve the lives of their customers and clients by providing a better culinary experience. Standard Restaurant Supply, if it's in a restaurant and not food, they have it. Open to the public, no membership fees, and they offer bulk store pricing without the bulk store purchase. Open Monday through Saturday at 601 South Cherry Avenue or call 885-2345. Standard Restaurant Supply is a proud sponsor of the U of A Radio Sports broadcast.
That's the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at CoolWillies.com. Cool Willies is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Hit the community trails, explore local parks like Saguaro National and Colossal Cave, and mingle at private Diamond Community Park events. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rock & K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 11 different model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in-ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad those arch supports are in my shoes.
Go to the Good Feet store at 4811 East Grant Road or at goodfeet.com.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Rightway will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. We will give you up to $2,000 trade-in plus 0% interest up to 60 months. Manufacturer rebates plus 10-year parts and labor warranty on a new heating and air system.
Have an aging heating and air system? Out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
At Nova Home Loans, we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to enjoy the independence that comes with home ownership. Whether you're a first-time home buyer who needs down payment assistance, have less than perfect credit, or looking to refinance, Nova has a variety of home loan programs for your unique situation. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com or call 800-955-9125 to learn more. Not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Rates and available loan programs are subject to change without notice. NMLS 3087, BK 0902429, Equal Housing Opportunity.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290. The Pac-12 scoreboard is brought to you by Mesquite Valley Growers. Mesquite Valley Growers. Real growers, real experience, real nursery.
4 games in the Pac-12 today, including the game that we were a part of in Palm Springs, California. Number 3, Arizona defeating Michigan State 74-68. The Wildcats now 6-0 on the season. Keyshawn Johnson, 13 points and 10 rebounds for the Wildcats. Caleb Love finished with 17 points on the game. One other final out of those 4 games. Number 23, Southern California knocked off Seton Hall 71-63. The Trojans are now 4-1. First loss for the Pirates. Boogie Ellis scores 22 points tonight for the Trojans. 2 games are this evening. One of those games will get underway in about 14 minutes in Atlantis. That will be the Stanford Cardinal at 3-2 against equally 3-2 Michigan. The Wolverines a 2.5-point favorite in that game at Atlantis. The final game of the evening is a late one, a 10 o'clock tip in Las Vegas at the Michelob Ultra Arena. It is the Vegas Showdown. Arizona State at 2-1 will take on Brigham Young. The Cougars are 4-0 and a 10.5-point favorite in that ball game. Checking your top 25 today. These games are all final. Number 20, Arkansas at the Atlantis. The battle for Atlantis is beaten by unranked Memphis by a score of 84-79. So the Tigers win their 5th straight ball game there and got a huge performance, did they today, from their top player, David Jones, who scored 36 points and had 5 steals in that ball game. Elsewhere, it was number 8, Creighton, getting demolished at the Hall of Fame Classic by Colorado State, 69-48, the first loss of the season for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah, they shot 28% in that game.
Not good.
No, that's not good. We saw a lot of Creighton last year.
Yeah.
Obviously in the Maui tournament and then on their run in the tournament as well. It's a quality team. They still got Ryan Kalkbrenner. He's a very good player, so I'm sure they'll turn that right around.
He had 12 points and 7 rebounds today. Did Kalkbrenner. Isaiah Stevens led the Colorado State Rams with 20 points in that ball game. Also final today, a team that Arizona will see later in the season. Florida Atlantic wins by 5 over Butler, 91-86 in that ball game. And that is a game that'll be among these December contests, a bevy of December non-conference games that the Wildcats will play. Vladislav, is that am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, sounds good to
me. He led the Florida Atlantic Owls today with 19 points and 11 rebounds. So a big man to contend with moving forward. Texas A&M beats Penn State 89-77. And the game of the day, a rematch of the national championship game, which was played here in State 48. I was at that game that night.
Were you?
Yes, I was at the State Farm Stadium. North Carolina, number 14 in the country, falls to Villanova. This also at the Battle for Atlantis as the Wildcats take down the Tar Heels 83-81 in that ball game.
In overtime.
In overtime, indeed. And they got 34 points from Eric Dixon in that contest.
You want to hear a crazy stat about that game? So Villanova and UNC scored 32 and 34 points respectively in the first half, 36 and 34 points respectively in the second half. But this is the crazy part. Villanova in overtime scored 15 points, and North Carolina scored 13 points. I mean, the number of buckets that they got in overtime relative to those first two halves, that's a very defensive first and second half score. But 28 total points scored in overtime. Usually you'll see 8-6 or something to that effect, not 15-13. So a lot of points there in the overtime period.
Nope. That's crazy when you think about it right there. Maybe the guys were a little bit tired at the end of that one.
I didn't watch the end of that game, admittedly, so maybe there was just a whole bunch of fouls and everyone made their free throws. But, yeah, one or the other. That's a lot of buckets. Again, another defensive outing, 38% for the victorious Villanova Wildcats in that game, under 40 for the game.
Thanksgiving Day, obviously, and we'll just update you as well on what happened in the NFL. 3 games, actually 1 game is in progress right now. The games that are final, the Cowboys demolished the Commanders 45-10, and the Packers upset the Detroit Lions. The Lions at 8-2, but they fall at home for the 7th straight time on Thanksgiving Day. They lose 29-22.
What's your take on that whole thing? Like Cowboys and Lions every Thanksgiving.
Well, it's kind of what you grew up with. You know, it was the Cowboys, the Lions, and the Redskins, right?
Yeah, it was but that was like the '60s is when that started, wasn't it? Like way long ago.
I mean, you just kind of got used to seeing the Cowboys play every Thanksgiving. I can remember I think that was the one game where Leon Lett, I think, went down to try to recover the ball,
right?
And I think that was Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, it's kind of what it's been, what it's always been. Now they've added all these other games. I think it kind of waters down what it used to be, but I'm kind of a traditionalist, so I don't know. We will have the Black Friday. The first ever Black Friday game is tomorrow, and we will have that game right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. It is the 7-3 Miami Dolphins at the 4-6 New York Jets. And that game will commence at 1 o'clock with kickoff. Our coverage right here on Wildcats Radio 1290 will begin at 12:30. And, of course, we mentioned some big college football games happening tomorrow. The game that we'll all have our eyes on, Oregon at Oregon State. Oregon State at Oregon.
Yeah, Eugene.
And in Eugene. And the Beavers need to win that game for the Wildcats to have a chance to go to the Pac-12 championship game with a victory over Arizona State on Saturday. So
Autzen Stadium.
Yep. If Oregon wins it, though, the Wildcats are eliminated from contention for the title game.
So we got about 10 minutes left. Do you want to explain to listeners how Arizona has the tiebreaker over Oregon despite the fact that they hadn't played each other?
Yeah, so basically it comes down to the best or your record against the next best team. And so the next best team after Arizona and Oregon is Oregon State. And so Arizona beat Oregon State, and Oregon State would have then beaten Oregon if that happens.
Makes sense.
So that's kind of how it works. Oregon would have been 0-1 against Oregon State. The Wildcats would have been 1-0 against Oregon State. So
makes sense to me.
There goes to the tiebreaker there. It's weird. I mean, that they would do it. That sometimes they'll do it against. They'll take a number of teams, versus just one.
Yeah.
To get the tiebreaker.
A bigger sample size.
Bigger sample size.
Yeah.
But it's only one there. So hey, we'll take it. I'm not going to argue with that. The Egg Bowl is tonight. The famed Egg Bowl. Which is Mississippi versus Mississippi State, and number 12 Ole Miss up early in that ball game, 3-0. We lost to Mississippi State. They've not had a good season. They're firing their coach, who they just hired last year after the tragic death of Mike Leach. So that is a program that is in flux down there.
5-6 is their record. That's a bad season.
Yeah, and
that was a good season for Arizona last a couple of years ago. right? It's all perspective.
Yeah, 5-6 and 1-6 in SEC is not good. All right, let's hear before we get out of here some of the highlights on this game today.
Ballo hand the ball off to Love. Caleb looked at the three, puts it on the floor, drives all the way to the basket, laid up and good.
Beautiful drive there by Caleb Love. You can see he looked at the three, didn't settle, put it down with the left hand and scored.
Quickly down left side is Hogard with the ball. His pass tipped away by Keyshawn. Johnson down with the windmill jam. KJ can't get inside. His pass is picked off. Here's Holman the other way. Lay it up, blocked out of bounds by KJ Lewis, climbing the ladder defensively. Back it up against Love. Akins drives down to the left baseline. Shut off there. Knocked away, stolen. Keyshawn Johnson. And it goes to Boswell. Cats on the run. Boswell weaves his way down. Tried to go backdoor. Got it backdoor. Pella Larson lay it in, and he's fouled. And it goes to Walker the other way. Walker around that high screen. Steps back. Drives right. All the way down to the block. Shot is blocked by Krivas. Grabbed by Lewis. KJ on the run. Wildcats 5-on-4 here. Boswell 3-ball straight away. Bang! Kylan Boswell. Shot clock at 8. Game clock at 10. Boswell driving right, stops there. Shot clock at 3. Off to Love, down to 1. Launches the deep 3. It's good with 1 left. And there's the horn. Half is over. Out to Love for 3. That is good. Alexis of Tucson Charity 3 for Caleb Love. He goes to double figures. Cats up 45-39. 3 responding is Akins. 44 Arizona. Here's a drive the other way by Bradley. Lay it up and good. Nice little stop and head fake by Jaden Bradley for his first basket. Boswell down, off to Love, open for 3. Way off the mark, no good. Rebound stolen away by KJ Lewis, who lays it in. Love driving through traffic all the way to the basket. Missed, no good. There's Keyshawn Johnson for the putback. And the Wildcats regain the lead. Love with 6 to shoot. Back out top to Bradley. Got to recognize that. Jumper up for 2, and he got it. Oh, Jaden Bradley, a clutch bucket, giving Arizona a 5-point lead with 1:15 to go. So inbound out to Hogard. Knocked away by Love and a steal. Off to KJ Lewis. Slams it home with 11.5 to go. And Arizona up by 6. Oh, what a big play. The play.
74-68, the final. The Arizona Wildcats win it over the Michigan State Spartans. We didn't get any press room stuff from Palm Springs, but Fox did catch up with Tommy Lloyd after the ball game. So let's play a little bit of that here and give you a little bit of what the head coach had to say after the game today to Jimmy Jackson, former great guard from the Ohio State University.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations on a tough, hard-fought win. Listen, the difference with this team to me is the defensive presence. 11-2 run down the stretch that kind of sealed the deal for your team. How much of having that defensive-offensive balance mean?
Well, listen, we know the only way you win is with toughness, and nobody's exemplified that more than Coach Izzo, and you almost get emotional getting the opportunity to coach against a legend like that, and I'm really proud of our guys and how we hung with it, and it wasn't easy, but we didn't ask for it easy.
Well, listen, down the stretch of the game, 2 of the transfers that came in that had national championship experience in Johnson and also Caleb Love made some big-time plays, the block and then the steal. how much of an added value is that to you?
There's no doubt about it. I mean, we got dogs and we got winners, and I know that for a fact. So I love those guys. They're really growing, within our program, but we're really lucky to have them. And, such experienced players. They were so well coached before we got them that I'm lucky.
Well, I know that talk about the Duke game, just another game kind of in the early season. This Michigan State is another one. But what does this build for you as you move forward?
Well, listen, hey, you can't simulate an experience like this. Thanksgiving Day, national TV, Fox. It's awesome to give your team that experience, and we're going to learn from this. And, I knew coming into this game, win or lose, it was going to be an awesome experience. I'm happy we came out on the right side of it, but it means so much for us to continue to grow and build our culture.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach. And are you a cranberry sauce guy?
No, pumpkin pie.
All right, thanks a lot. Enjoy it, Coach.
All right, that is Tommy Lloyd after the ball game. Cranberry sauce came up. We were talking about that earlier in this week, and it came up in the broadcast.
It's
tonight.
always been a polarizing topic around this time of year.
I did not know that. I did not know that cranberry sauce was polarizing. I thought everybody loved cranberry sauce.
Do you know about the cilantro thing?
Cilantro.
There's like 12% of humans on the planet, they taste soap. Cilantro triggers something in their taste buds, it's genetic, and they taste soap instead of that. And I think a lot of people just have this really negative experience with cranberry sauce, especially out of the can. And so while you have a bunch of people that love it, there's also a lot of people, it's like pineapple on a pizza. It's just one of those kind of food conversations. There's a lot of love, and there's some people, the fringe people who definitely hate it and don't want to talk about it and keep it away from my food. So, there's both sides of that coin. I think there's definitely more people who love it, though. I'll tell you that much.
All right. 74-68, Wildcats beat the Michigan State Spartans. Let's tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening on Saturday for the 97th playing of the Territorial Cup game up in Tempe. We will be live beginning at 9 a.m. at Macayo's Mexican Food. It is in Tempe. It's on North Scottsdale Road, 650 North Scottsdale Road. It's right across Tempe Town Lake from the Mountain America Stadium, Sun Devil Stadium. So it's about a mile from the stadium. We'll be right there from 9 to noon. So come by Macayo's. I'll be there. Glenn Howe will be there. Our promotions team will have all kinds of stuff. I don't think we'll have any tickets, unfortunately, to give away. But if I can come up with some, maybe I'll do that as well. But just come on and hang out with us. So we're going to be there pregame from 9 to noon. We'll also be there postgame with the margaritas flowing. Just put the margaritas on tap because the Wildcats are going to get this win, finish with a six-game winning streak, and keep the party going. So we'll be at Macayo's, scheduled to be there for post-game from around 6 to 8 in the evening. So 9 to 12 in the morning, 6 to 8 in the evening. We'll be at Macayo's to celebrate this 97th playing of the Territorial Cup game. Join us for all the exciting action on Saturday. I just absolutely cannot wait for that. JW, any final thoughts?
Just really impressed. I like these wins almost more than the pretty ones, DK. I like it when you go up against a surefire NCAA tournament team, a team that's got the talent and obviously Hall of Fame coaching to make a deep run in March. When you can find a way, when it's not pretty, to win these kind of games, especially when you get down, or they had a deficit there with about a minute to go. Keyshawn gets the rebound, put back, gets the lead back, and they salted it away at the end. The last 4 minutes, not allowing a field goal up to those Spartans when it really mattered. That's the most impressive thing to me. Just got to find a way to win, and lots of lessons to be taken away. But again, just really impressed with this core group of guys and love the fight and love the experience and just really looking forward to the rest of the season. They, along with us, get a nice, 9 days off before the next game next Saturday. So hope they had a good Thanksgiving experience out there, and just go Cats, bear down.
I'd like to thank all the folks that were part of this broadcast today. AJ Camacho running the board for us on the AM side. Of course, JW Madden here with us in studio. And as always, let's send out a shout out also to my wife, Kathleen Kelly, for bringing by some nice things to eat for Thanksgiving for those of us that were working here in the building. And again, as always, most of all, thanks to you for listening. Again, your final score tonight from the Acrisure Arena in Palm Springs, California. The Arizona Wildcats 74, the Michigan State Spartans 68. For Calvin Efon and JW Madden, I'm David Kelly. Have a great rest of your Thanksgiving. We will talk to you Saturday morning for the 97th playing of the Territorial Cup game between the Wildcats and the Sun Devil. Where's my song, J-Dub? You know I can't leave without my song. I cannot leave without my song. We are wild about the Cats. We are. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.
W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats.
First, they all were skeptics. They used to put us down.
But Tucson, Arizona is a basketball town.
The other guys, they talk a lot. They said their teams got class. But it seems to get real quiet once they've had to play the Cats. Oh!
We're the Cats. We play out west.
And we're working hard to be our best. Ask anyone and you will find we don't do drugs and wrecks your mind.
W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. We're wild about the Cats.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Ride Now Power Sports Tucson, Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, University Termite and Pest Control.